Welcome punters to this week's edition of Thomas Tippers. Once again we go back to Flemington this week for the third time in a week. Of course, our fourth time actually it's raced this week, including today, which is Thursday. We're doing the show. Oaks Day today. Won very, very well by the favourite. Last Tuesday, of course, was Melbourne Cup Day. And to kick it all off, the previous Saturday was Derby Day. So we go to Melbourne this week. Quick recap of last Saturday and the Melbourne Cup. Last Saturday we said that it'd be tough going. We only got a winner and a couple of placings. Melbourne Cup, we weren't far away. We actually gave Gold Trip a bit of a sneaky chance in that. He was very, very impressive. I thought that what set it up for him was when Knight's Order took off about the 800 mark and put a lot of speed into the race and got the others napping a bit and turned it into a real staying trip. But congratulations to the connections of Gold Trip. Unfortunately, I tipped it to my brother actually 2 weeks ago when it ran second in the Caulfield Cup. And he rang me up on Tuesday thinking I had a lot of money, and I told him I'd actually changed my mind and back something else. But congratulations to those who did back it. Welcome, Dan. How'd you go on the punt?
Yeah, welcome, mate. It was a, like you said, tough week last week. We only got like you said, one winner. I think it's two placings, I think, for the day. Melbourne Cup, yeah, I really don't want to talk about it. I think we had a fair few bets in the race. Just no results whatsoever. My actually top tipper, Camaro, actually only just finished the race, so...
Yeah, it's something running last.
Yeah, I suppose. At least it did finish. But, yeah, it was a tough day, and, yeah, not one I want to remember, that's for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I mean, I didn't do much damage out of the pocket, but it was a very good race. I really, really liked the run of High Emotion. I was motoring home towards the end. I actually think I gave that a rough chance on our tips the other day too. I said I wouldn't be leaving it out. On its previous win, it was a massive win. Sting out of the track, gets back and really hit the line really, really hard.
And super light too, 50 kilos.
50 kilo. Even the horse that runs second, the Mystery, was big. I thought it was going to win at 200 from out, but it just wanted to duck in behind Gold Trip and just got a little bit lost in the last 150 yards. But Gold Trip actually pulled away and won very, very well. You got any eye catchers from the last, over the last week, because we've been going since Saturday, so anything from last week?
Yeah, I've got three actually. I've got a horse called a Tissue. It raced there last Saturday. Just had no luck, mate, and it was absolutely super. I thought through the line, ducked and weave, threw a few, and ended up running, I think, sixth, or fifth.
Should have finished much closer.
Yeah, it should have went really, really close. The other two were the horse we backed last week was Buenos Nachos.
It'll get a mention in a minute.
And the other one will get the mention of the day, which was Zapateo. It was absolute moral beating that thing, but...
Yeah, very, very unlucky, both them. All right, I just had one without having a real good look, and I suppose I'll speak through my pocket here a bit in Buenos Nachos, I think, or Nachos, wherever they pronounce it. Look, Craig knew it, just gave it, not bagging Craig, but under the circumstances, he gave it no chance whatsoever on to win the race. I actually backed it probably a month ago now to win the Coolmore, but it just got too far back. I mean, as the stable foreman for the horse, he rang me straight after the race, and he said the Great Superimpose couldn't have even won from there, and he was a champion. Just give him no chance out the back. Flashed home late, but the damage was done. You know, the leader had gone and it was too late. But luckily for our wallet, he did hold on, and he flashed home to run third, and I think I got $2.80 about it 3 weeks ago to run a place. But while I'm going, I may as well go with. We've introduced a new category to the Butcher of the Week, which is whether you want to call them an unlucky ride or just a real bad ride or a shit ride, it doesn't really matter. But mine actually went to Craig Newitt, speaking through me kick again, but Craigie boy, it was a shocker. Especially after he got off a fortnight before, 3 weeks before, and said, bring this back, it'll win the Coolmore. Well, mate, you didn't give it a chance to win the Coolmore. But anyway, life goes on. And I know you've got a couple then for Butcher of the Week. One you just mentioned, Zapateo.
Zapateo, it was, if anyone gets a chance to go and watch the replay, just watch the ride William Buick gives Zapateo.
I was hoping it was going to be in tomorrow, actually, on Saturday. I was thinking they'll back this up because no luck.
It was just horrendous. He left it last, tried to go inside, tried to turn it outside, just ducked and weaved, ended up getting to the outside. Absolutely flew the last 150 to get beat half a length.
Yep, came from absolutely nowhere. Probably should have won.
Should have won, yeah. And like they say, that's a totally different breed. The English jockeys, the Australian jockeys, they ride different.
Yeah, they do. We race much tighter over here, and the even the real good jockeys like Frankie Dettori, they've all been over here, and they all get found out over here. It's totally different racing style. In Australia, we race much tighter. Where they more or less string them out, or they're happy to sit up in a cantering speed, just 3 wide, and just let them sprint home. Where we race much tighter, often with a lot more speed on. And yeah, poor old Willie Buick. Yeah, what can I say? But
Butcher off the week.
It would have been a nice multi if you could box the Butchers up, have Buenos Nachos into Zapateo. Anyway, look, we speed through our kick a bit, but it's all a bit of fun. We're not actually bagging them. They it's a very, very risky job they've got, whilst they're well rewarded for their efforts. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it for more reasons than one. Main one, I wouldn't be able to make 55 kilos. But anyway.
Me and you both.
Anyway, we move on to the last day of the carnival at Randwick, at Flemington, I should say, this weekend, where the track's a soft 5 this Thursday afternoon. First race, we get off with a 1,600 metre benchmark 90 race. You can go first, mate. What did you like in this one?
Yeah, I've gone number 11 here, alluding at a bit of each way odds. I thought at $15. I think I beaten 2 lengths there last start in open company. Just had no room. I thought it just had no room in the running. Once it sort of turned for home, just couldn't really go anywhere. I think it ended up finishing 5th, I think, in that race. I just think it drops from 57 to 54. I know we're big on weights and stuff, and that seems to be a bit of a swing for me. Only been beaten 2 lengths, so good each way bet for me here. Race 1, number 11, alluding.
Drew a bit wide, but yeah, certainly unlucky last start. I went for a bit further down. I went for number 13 in a horse called Bel Toro. Damien Oliver to ride. I don't often tip Damien Oliver, but I think this horse is in fairly well at the weights. Benchmark 90. A couple of starts ago, he did run a close second in a benchmark 100 race, which is pretty good form for this. He's also second up, which he goes very, very well for three starts for 2 wins second up. And once again, he's also about the 16-1 shot, so that'd be a good Cornell to kick off the day, but it'll be a no bet for me. Race 1, number 13, Bel Toro.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. No bet for me.
Race 2, we go to the 2,000 metre childhood found benchmark 80 race. So they're going back a little bit in class. I went for one down the bottom. I think he's actually first emergency. Oh, no, he's not. Ethan Brown to ride, number 17. Looks sharpish, not sheepish. That was me the other day after I lost my money. Looks sharpish. No luck last start at the Valley. He got back. He just run into backside after backside. You'll see where he run 5th of 7, I think it was, or something around those lines. No luck. I think the big Flemington straight and open spaces will suit him. Step up to 2,000 suits. $11 each way. Number 17 Looks Sharpish.
Yeah, I've got number 6 here. I think they pronounce it Kissinger.
Yep, Kissinger. Yep.
Kissinger. I just think it's back in trip, which I think it's going to suit. I know it's had 7 starts over the trip for a win and 3 placings. It is rock hard fit, like they say in the preview here. Back from 2,400 to 2,000.
Yep.
Likes to sting out of the ground. Back from a benchmark 84 to an 80, which I sort of like a bit. Does get up a bit of a weight, but Damien Oliver has stuck on. So I thought that may have been a positive out of last start. Yeah, Kasinga for me at 550.
Righto. Race 3 is the Amanda Elliott handicap. I think I know an Amanda Elliott, but it's not that Amanda Elliott. Anyway, that's a different story. Over 1,400 metres. Couldn't really get excited about much here. We end up looking at $6.50 the field, so that shows you how open it is. I end up going with the favourite in Angry Skies. Ben and JD Hayes train, Luke Nolan to ride. He's drawn barrier 16. Around the corner, which won't really suit. I was hoping it was down the straight, but it's not. It's actually over 1,400 round the corner. Yeah, it'll be a no bet, but just for a stab, number 3, Angry Skies.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. Angry Skies. I think it's a lightly raced colt. There's only having just the 3 starts, but I mean, last start it only got beat 0.1 behind Sandpaper, who's the top weight in this race. Gets a 2 kilo weight swing. I know we've been talking a lot about the weights. Back to 50, I think it gets 57 and a half. So it gains that 2 kilos for me, and I just think it was in open company last start, although Sandpaper is going pretty good. It drew 19 and gets 60 kilos, so I'm just looking for something else.
He's got the whiz kid on, but McDonald.
Yeah, he does, and I just think that this thing, just at the weights, I think it's a good each way bet at 650. Angry Skies.
I wouldn't be leaving Sandpaper out, even though with 60 kilos, for some reason they can race up on speed over the Flemington 1400. And often hold on, which I think Sandpaper will be up on speed. So don't leave him out, but we're both on Angry Skies. Race 4 is the 2,600 metre Queen's Cup at Flemington on the soft 5. A lot of these were on a Melbourne Cup campaign. A few have won their grand final or haven't quite made the grand final. There's horses like No Compromise, Persan, Sound, Great House, Luna Flair, who was, of course, scratched from the Melbourne Cup just on Tuesday. Cucaracha, Warning, Lunacies, Cariff, all very, very good stayers. Don't know much about the import with Craig Williams on from the Chris Wally yard, I should say. Look, I think he's way down in class what he's been racing against, and I know I tipped him last start, and my good mate up in Queensland said, he backed him and ended up losing on the day, but it wasn't a bad run. He just sort of plugged a little bit the last couple of 100 yards. I went for actually number 2 again, Persan. Back from, as I say, much harder races than what he has been running in. He went round in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. He got beaten 6 lengths. That's the day he just plugged to the line behind Francesco Gardi. Before that, run a very good 4th in Caulfield in behind Saccharin Knight. I just think 2,600 metres will suit. He's been going around Desert Icon. I think he's been going around against better horses than these. Mark Zara Sticks, drawn really good in barrier 4. He'll probably be my first bet for the day. Race 4, number 2, Persan.
Yeah, I've actually gone a bit different. I was only talking before we started recording actually about Luna Flair, and it was ruled to go lame before the Melbourne Cup, but I see it's backed up for Saturday, which I just don't quite understand.
He'd have to pass a vet examination again. I mean, they wouldn't let him rule him out last Tuesday, and then not inspect him before Saturday, especially over 2,600. So you'll have to go on another vet examination, but. We'll see what happens.
So yeah, I've just stuck with him. I just thought his last 2 runs have been really, really good. He's going good at the moment. I think, I'm probably speaking out of my pocket again, but I think it would have been a lot different in the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday if he did get a start. Like I said, it's just going too good for me at the moment. And I know Persan's, it has been racing a lot better company, but I just thought it was a bit too flat for me last start.
That's the only thing that worries me.
Was
it his grand final last start?
Yeah, like I said, it got beat 6 lengths. Francesco Guardi was very, very impressive that day. But yeah, I just can't have Persan. I think it's sort of just run one race too far, I think.
Yeah, I'll go back and, as I said, I'll go back in the corner with Persan. I don't think he handled the real heavy track last start at Mooney Valley. Wasn't able to sprint off the corner like Francesco Guardi was. Anyway, look, it's probably a last bet for me was, his last chance, I should say. Persan, I think he will win. We go to race 5, is a 2,000 metre Matriarch Stakes at 3:10. Well, you mentioned this bloke in your Black Booker, and I actually picked him out as well. Number 4 at Tissue, drawn well in 5. The Whiz-Kid McDonald to ride from the Wally Yard. Very, very unlucky last start. I mean, he should have won, if not run a good second. Not 1 ounce of luck at all. Flashed late the last even 50 yards. He only got out. And at $4.60, I think that's good shopping. I don't think you'll get that, but a Tissue for me, number 4.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. Like we mentioned, it was just absolutely butchered. And it's just one of them things. It gets into the same weight as it did carry last week. I mean, everyone's found it as well. I think it started 30 to 1 there last Saturday, and now it's into $5. So everyone seems to find these, and we always think when we're getting a bit lucky, we might, we found one here, but everyone else finds it.
They were pretty easy to find, weren't they?
Yeah, they were for sure. Yeah, but
you look at anyone who watches video replays, they'll spot him quite easily, flashing between horses late.
Yeah, so I just think J-Mac back on board. I just think he's probably one of the better bets of the day for me.
Okay. We move on now to race number 6, is the 1,200 metre Darley Champions Sprint. Well, champions. Is this bloke a champion or is he not? I couldn't get away from him, the top weight in Nature Strip. The Whiz-Kid aboard again. He spent a little bit of money, $2.05 into $1.95 overnight. He's drawn 12, which I think is very good. He'll come down the outside fence at Flemington. I think you'll get even money, or if not a bit more, Nature Strip, because he was just, let's say, a little bit ordinary last start in a very, very good race. I personally think it was a lot better race than this. But at $1.95, he's a bet for me, but I did pick out a horse that's just coming through the grades really good. I know it's all up against a lot better horse than what he has been running against. And that horse is a horse number 11 called Rockin' Horse, believe it or not. I've backed plenty of them in my day. But look, he's $27. For the multis, he's $5.50 the place. And at a price, he might run a sneaky race and run into a hole. But he's going super, the horse. But for the record, number 1, Nature Strip.
Yeah, I'm the same. Nature Strip, he very, very rarely gets beat twice. And if he does get beat...
Twice in a row, yeah.
Twice in a row. If he does get beat the first time, he usually puts a gap on him the next time.
Yeah.
I did actually lay to the Everest. I don't know why, but I did. But I won't be doing that this week. I'm all over him this week. He's just... you mentioned the word champion, and I think he'll just win and win it comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's quite to the champion tag yet. I'm just looking at the weight swing between Nature Strip and Giga Kick last start. Nature Strip carried 58.5 and Giga Kick carried 53. So 5.5 kilos difference last start. And it should be about the same 5 kilos this start, but look, he's a very good horse, as you say. He's got speed to burn. I think he's drawn really well down the outside fence, and I think he will win.
Bit of uncharted territory. I didn't see many during last week or Tuesday get out the outside fence either, so be interesting to see where they go. They were mainly just bunching down the middle of the track. So I'm interested to see where he does go, J-Mac, whether he does take it out to the back of the wide fence and just let him coast down there, or is he going to try and bog up the middle again?
No, he'll go to. I'm sure he'll go there. He's got a lot of natural speed. I don't think he will come down the centre of the track. I think he'll come down definitely the outside part of the track. I wish that Craigie Newitt would have done the same thing, but anyway, we could rave on about that for hours.
Excuse me.
Race 7, the Kennedy Champions Mile. Look, there's no horse in Australia going better than this one. He's absolutely flying. A good mate of mine, Peter Dive, actually owns a little bit of this horse, and I'll speak of Private Eye. Look, 59, Brendan Abdallah. I thought he was going good last year, and he won a good mile race in Sydney with being the Doncaster or the Epsom, one of the two. I just can't remember. But he's come back bigger and better. I mean, he blew him away first up. He ran a very, very good second behind Giga Kick in the Everest. He came out last week over 1,300 metres at Rose Hill and absolutely bashed Marzu up to his favourite distance of 1,600, where he's had 3 starts for 2 wins. Handles the sting out of the ground. He's a really good bet tomorrow. I mean, it's a hard race. Mr. Brightside's a chance. Alligator Blood, I think he's past his grand final. This might be just an afterthought. Old Cascadian's going as good as any. He's going really, really good this campaign. But Private Eye, whatever beats him, should be winning. Number 2, Private Eye.
Yeah, I'm with you too, mate. Private Eye is just absolutely flying at the moment. I just think that the run it had in the Kosciuszko, it was super. I mean, you talk Giga Kick's run in the not
Everest.
The Everest, sorry. And I mean, Private Eye was every bit good, if not better than that in the race. So
Well, Giga Kick only got him the last bound.
yeah, I just think he's probably one of the better ones again for the day, Private Eye.
Okay. We move on to race 8, which is the Champion Stakes over 2,000 metres. Good race this, but you should be able to line up the form in this, because a lot of them have actually raced each other in the last month, once if not twice. And I'll speak of On Thunderstruck, who was, well, unlucky last start. Zaki, Moanga, Animo. They've all been going around in roughly the same races. I can't find a reason why Animo cannot win again. 58.5, the Whiz Kid aboard, McDonald, $2.10 to $1.90. I think the improver in the race will be Moanga. However, I don't think he can win. I said to Animo about a month ago he would win first up or second up, whatever it was, and then he'd win the Cox Plate, which he did, and I'll now go on and say he'll win the Champion Stakes at $1.90. So he's a very good bet for me in the Champion Stakes, number 7, Animo.
Well, we've been declaring him, and now I've finally jumped off.
Okay, fair enough.
I've gone off. I've not that I don't think he can win, but I've just tried to find something else. Only half a kilo between it and Animo this start, better at the weights. I'm talking of On Thunderstruck, the top weight. Like we said, super run in the Cox Plate. It was huge, and it did win, huge win in the Maccabi Diva at 1,600. This time last year, I think it was. Yeah, I'm not knocking the champ, but I'm just one for the big weights, and it does. I think there's only half a kilo diff this time with them, where there was 2.5 previous start, or 1.5 previous start. So I'm just trying to weigh up that, and I think I beaten. I think it was 0.2 or 0.3 or whatever it was.
Not very far.
Wasn't very far, so I'm just trying to find it, but I don't think if On Thunderstruck doesn't beat Animo this week, it'll never beat Animo. D-Day for me. If it doesn't beat it, it will never beat it.
I just don't know. On Thunderstruck, naturally, they went round at Moonee Valley last start. The short straight, the quick sprint that On Thunderstruck, he looked like he was unlucky, but I thought he had his chance. Animo is more of a big wind-up horse, where Flemington will... I've just got a feeling Flemington will suit Animo better than it will On Thunderstruck, although On Thunderstruck's only had 3 starts at the track for 2 wins and a second. But never knock a champion, they say, and I think this bloke, if he's not already, he certainly will be tagged a champion in the very near future, Animo. Last of the day, well, as we speak, Joyful Fortune actually went round today, being Oakstay, and won today, so the favourite will come out, you would think, in number 3, $3.60. Very, very open race. Taunting's coming over from Adelaide, which will probably start the favourite if Joyful Fortune comes out. went for a little bit rough here. I went for a horse called Along the River. He's down in weight, which means he is up in class compared to last time. He carried 60.5 last time. He'll carry 57.5 this time. He's drawn barrier 10, but he'll come down the straight anyway. My mate Poppy, my favourite jockey, Poppy Williams aboard, Craig Williams, $23 and $6. He's an each way bet for me. Along the River, just a small each way, maybe a 1x3 play or a 1x4 play, you know, whatever, $1 a win and for the place, or $5 a win and 20 a place. That's what I'll be shooting at for Along the River. Number 17 in the lucky last of the Cup Carnival.
Yeah, I've got number 13 here. I've got Never Standing Still, which is probably a myth for me because I'm always standing still.
Right.
But I just think, I don't think I beat 3 lengths behind a Very Fine Red. 2 starts back in open company.
Yeah, that's good for.
I think I beat 3 lengths there. And it got on the wrong leg for me. I just don't think it was on the right leg from the start. So I'm going to give that a forgive, that last start. I think I beat like 3 lengths is not a long way. Should be raring to go here. Back to a benchmark 80. So from an open company to benchmark 80, I just think it's way down in class, and it's a genuine each way bet for me. I know it doesn't really like the soft, but it gets to the heavy range where it could by the end of the day being chopped up.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Just think he's a good each way bet at $23.
Okay. Oh well. Mickey D to ride.
Yeah, Mickey D, the flying Mickey D.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, that concludes our show for this week. Just a few more things to speak about. One, we want to thank our sponsors, Robert and Luke Price Yard. We've got a little horse with them, and they've been good enough to come on board and give us a little sponsor for the show to keep the show going. Matthew Smith in Sydney. Haven't spoke to Matt about the Buenos Nachos ride, but I haven't been game. I spoke to his stable foreman in Paulie Rowe. Paulie made me laugh. He said one of the owners went to Flemington and told Newt he'd throw him off the grandstand after the ride. But anyway, I'm sure that was only in a bit of fun. Thank you very much to Matthew Smith. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, they're both very, very good trainers. They're very, very professional in what they do. I've got a horse in both yards. I've also had horses in a couple of other yards, which are nowhere near as professional. They give you video updates every week, if not audio updates. Even when the horse is in the paddock having a spell, they still send you an update every week just to say how he's going or how she's going at the time. Anyone out there looking for a horse, a small share, you can buy a small share for very, very cheap and have a lot of fun. But if you're looking for something to buy and have a bit of fun with your mates, ring Matty Smith up or Robert and Luke Price. You won't miss with either yard. They're great, great people. But my best bet for the day, well, I keep falling for him, but it is D-Day. Look, I could tip Nature Strip, Animo. I think they'll both win, but at $1.90, not for me. However, if you wanted to take the multi, I don't usually take multis, but I might actually take one on Saturday. I think there's three standouts on Saturday is Nature Strip, Private Eye and Animo. I think they'll all win. But at a bit better price, I actually went race 4, number 2, Per San as my best. So I'll be having something on Per San. Your best?
Yeah, best for the day is race 5, number 4, a Tissue for me at $5.
The unlucky runner, yeah, from last start, the Black Book. The roughie of the day, I actually went back to race number 1 in Bel Toro. Look, he's $16. Oliver on board. As I said, he went round in a benchmark 100 race a couple of starts ago. His second up form is very, very good. Back from a benchmark 100 to a 90. He's second up tomorrow on Saturday. Barrier 10 shouldn't really worry him. $16. He's my roughie of the day, number 13, Bel Toro.
I've gone the other way. You've gone race 1. I've gone race 9.
Oh, fair enough.
I've gone the last one I just mentioned, Never Standing Still. Like I said, only beaten 3 lengths last start from open company back to a benchmark 80.
Yep.
I just think at $23, he's good value for the day, and I just think I think you can get nearly $4 the place at the moment, I think, just as we have a quick look here. You get $6 a place, even better. So, good place bet there for me. Best roughie of the day, race 9, number 13. I have got a quick multi of the day. We have spoke about them before. Like you said, you can tip all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Private Eye, Nature Strip, Animo. I've actually gone a bit different. I've gone a Tissue, Nature Strip into I'm Thunderstruck for 44 to 1.
Okay, I'm just looking here if someone just wants to waste not waste $5, but try and turn $5 into a lot of money. Beltoro's $4.80 the place, into Your Horse $6 the place. Let's call them $5 and $6. Getting 30 to 1, 5 times, $150 for your $5. So, anyway, folks, that concludes our show. Thank you very much for viewing. Having a lot of fun doing it so far. I know it's only been going a couple of months or so, but we're getting a lot of positive feedback. Don't forget, we've nearly got to the 100 views or followers so far. When we do, we'll give away one of these great Thomas Tippers hats. And then we'll try and get a bit more merchandise. I know we're going to order some T-shirts. Naturally, the show's only new, but the further we get into it, the more followers we get, the more merchandise and the more fun we'll have. We'll eventually give away hats, T-shirts, and that sort of stuff. But we're going to keep on doing it. We enjoy doing this sort of stuff. We don't get paid for doing it, but hopefully we can get a bit of money in our pockets and get you guys a bit of money in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you all next week.
Good luck.